Across the continent of Black Desert and beyond, a tapestry of nations has risen and fallen, each leaving its mark on a world shaped by ambition, conflict, and mystery. Where did they all come from? How long have they endured? What governs them? Today, we'll journey through the known nations, past and present, spanning human realms, non-human domains, and independent factions, all measured against the Elionian calendar, where it's now the year 287 EC. This tale begins with the human nations thriving today. 6 years ago, in 281 EC, the Republic of Calpheon emerged from the outrage of a decadent kingdom, its last king dead and its throne replaced by a classical republic. A blend of old nobility and a rising merchant class now governs the Republic's 5 dominions, Balanos, the Duchy of Serendia, and Kaplan among them. Yet unrest simmers within its borders, as class tensions boil, while outside, wars rage against demi-human tribes that settled the land in recent decades. Farther east, this very year of 287 EC saw the Kingdom of Medea reappear on the world map when it reclaimed the town of Muzgar in Ulukita, asserting dominion over all of Medea and Ulukita. Led by King Barides III of House Axel, son of the last king, this monarchy claims to carry the torch of its predecessor. Barides proclaimed himself ruler after a strange ritual in which an ancient device confirmed his title after we fought a robot in his stead, as tradition demands there. Now, it stands in open conflict with a rival to the north, the Republic of Medea. Also founded this year, the Republic of Medea controls parts of the former kingdom and claims the same vast territory. A mercantile state ruled by Premier Shen, head of the dominant merchant guild, and his cabinet. It rose when the former regent exiled the royal family and seized power, styling itself the true successor to the Old Kingdom. Across the sands, the Kingdom of Valencia stretches back centuries, an absolute monarchy where the House of Nesser has reigned for 6 generations, fusing royal, military, and religious authority under one crown. Trouble brews as royal siblings stir unrest, while the kingdom extends its influence over Medea and holds sway over the land to the north, Alieli or Adania. Meanwhile, since 226 EC, the tribal nation of Drigan is centered around Duvenkroon, where over half its people dwell, nowadays governed by an elected chief and a council of elders. Its religious life falters with the head priest role vacant. Drigan's reach extends beyond its borders through ties with Serendia, Camasilvia's elves, and the abbots to the east, even protecting the fortified settlement of Valendir. Beyond these powers lie independent human enclaves. Roughly 3 centuries ago, the sorcerer town of Tarif took root in Medea, following the teachings of the great sorceress Cartian, and led by an elected leader. Its ties to the Old Kingdom of Medea, or the current kingdom and republic, are shrouded in mystery. About 150 years ago, Valendir emerged in Ulukita's land of Dawn. Too small to be a nation, once linked to the Knights of Dawn and possibly the Old Kingdom of Medea, it is now under Drigan's military shield. Scattered across the land, autonomous factions thrive. The Shadow Knights, pirate bands, stateless merchant guilds, and cults dedicated to the worship of the god of corruption. Regions like northern Valencia, southern Drigan, and Dawnbreak Mountain whisper of civilization, but their stories remain untold. In the Far East, human nations bear long-form names steeped in lore. The Land of Morning Light, a hereditary monarchy under the House of Go, claims 4,000 years of history via the Bakdal calendar, its origins fading into legend. The Land of the Soaring Bird, homeland of Ninja, Kunoichi, and the House of Narasawa, has weathered civil wars in recent decades. The Land of the Golden River remains a shadow, possibly home to Kirin and Eshin castles, perhaps Alon's birthplace, but its tale is as of now incomplete. Now, let's step back into the mists of history, where human nations once ruled. The Astran Empire existed around 8,000 years ago, centered in Tarongbal with Sakrakia, now Sakraya, under its banner, rising to prominence under its fourth king. After that, the Kingdom of Kabua, also called Idana, existed sometime after 8,000 years ago, its ruins hinting it once spanned the entire continent. Led by the Idana lineage with its own Kabuan calendar, Rux Maha Dekia may have ruled it for a century. Before 8,000 years ago, the Temulan civilization thrived in western Ulukita, only to crumble under reckless Kabuan priest experiments. Ancient Camasilvia tied to the Mirmok Temple fell to an unknown calamity, possibly linked to the region's ancient wooden weapons. Around a millennia ago, the 7 tribes of Everfrost formed a loose federation of witch-protected villages, fading about a century ago as humans fled the cold, birthing Old Dregan. That short-lived state emerged and burned out a century ago in eastern Dregan, led by the Sherikan tribe, enslaving dragons until war reduced it to cinders. A few centuries ago, the Hexa Kingdom rose in what is now Hexa Sanctuary, founded by Orzekan exiles only to fall about 150 years ago when King Belmore, later the Monarch of Darkness, summoned Kazarka with Hexa Marie. A coalition led by the Knights of Dawn razed it, leaving it in ruins. The Kingdom of Kron, ruled from Kron Castle by House of Bartali, fell about 150 years ago when King Noir Aegris Bartali's quest for immortality unleashed the God of Darkness. This led to the foundation of Balanos. That kingdom, a Bartali offshoot, shifted to Olvia 150 years ago and lasted until Calpheon annexed it over 12 years ago. The Kingdom of Dandelion, famed for its blacksmiths and mercenaries, collapsed mysteriously 11 to 13 years ago. Its ruins, Old Dandelion, now hosting demi-humans within Calpheon. The Kingdom of Medea, founded 150 years ago by Karazad Aksulp Barides I, after defeating Kazarka, dissolved a decade ago after the 3 Days of Darkness, its remnants splitting into today's Kingdom and Republic. The Kingdom of Serendia lost sovereignty 9 years ago in the Calpheon-Serendia War, reduced to a duchy, while the Kingdom of Keplan surrendered 10 to 11 years ago and was absorbed into Calpheon. The Kingdom of Calpheon itself, ruled by the House of Sarek, ended 6 years ago with King Guy Sarek's poisoning, transitioning it to a republic via the Callus Council. In the Far East, the land of the High Clouds fell about 25 years ago, conquered by the land of the Morning Light. Now, for the non-human nations to emerge from the shadows of this story. Since the arrival of Goddess Sylvia, Camasilvia has stood as an elven forest, once ruled by Ganel and Vidir chiefs, now under a single Ganel queen. For the last decade or two, Odalita, once the Dwarven land of Orzeka, has become the home of the Vidir, led by a self-appointed queen, perhaps the next would-be Vidir chief of Camasilvia. In Elvia, the city fortress of Adur stands as the Luthragon elves' last refuge since Hadam's takeover, its fate uncertain. Smaller non-human groups carved their own paths. A few centuries ago, the Abbot settlements rose near the Mountain of Eternal Winter, led by the figure of the Khan of Isleton, and allied with Dregan. In northern Medea, the Sassan tribe of humans and giants, once part of the old kingdom of Medea, now clashes with the Republic's merchants, blaming them for their leader's death. Tribal settlements pepper the land. The catfish men of southern Calpheon slowly integrate into the Republic. The trolls of northern Calpheon join their petrified kin post-Belmorn. The mask owls dwell north of Florin. The goblins thrive under Giath and Balanos and Mancha in Calpheon. Imps follow Rednose in Balanos and Dastard Beg in Serendia. Gahaku's giant tribe claim Gahaku Plain. The Helm tribe of dwarves settles Medea's rumbling land. Sonals hold the Crescent Mountains, and Fogans and Nagas vie over the marshlands of Serendia. Demi-human migrants from 20 years ago dot Medea, Serendia, Calpheon, and more, while the Bout Expedition dwarves and Tantu's giants ally in Medea's ancient ruins. In the Far East, the Sea Palace endures under the Dragon King, and Dokebi Forest thrives under King Duxini. history holds more non-human tales. The kingdom of Orzeka, a dwarven empire, existed around 1500 years ago in what is now Odalita, falling to Gazarka's rampage about 5 centuries ago, its survivors shaping the northern kingdoms. Many demi-human homelands existed, scattered across the continent until natural disasters struck 2 decades ago, after which they were lost, like the Fogan's desert heartland. The Uluan civilization, likely dwarven, was centered in Musgar until the 3 days of darkness erased it a decade ago. And so our tale of Black Desert's nations draws to a close. For now. From the towering republics and ancient empires to the resilient tribes and shadowed enclaves, this world pulses with stories of triumph, ruin, and everything in between. Yet countless threads remain unwoven, waiting to be explored in the sands, forests, and far-off lands we've only begun to glimpse. What other secrets lie buried in the past? What new powers might rise tomorrow? Join us next time as we delve deeper into this ever-shifting tapestry. Until then, may your own journey through Black Desert be as boundless as its history. Farewell, adventurers.